shock has all different varying things, right? You guys have heard of shock. You get cold, pale, clammy, all that stuff, right? And that's all interesting, need to know information. But I'll tell you when it's going to kill you. When you become unconscious. Then it's life-threatening. You got to treat shock immediately. There's not enough oxygen carrying blood to the brain. And by the way, 4 to 6 minutes you can have brain damage. So you know what the body's going to do? The body is not going to sit around and wait for you guys to fix the problem. They're not going to wait. The body's not going to wait for you to call 911 and a fire truck to get here in 8 minutes. The body's going to immediately begin to compensate. The body says, I need more blood. So you know where it's going to get it? It's going to go to the largest organ on the body first, the skin. So here's what the body does. It goes out to the skin, pulls all the blood from the peripheral, pull it into the core. What happens to the color of the skin? Pale. How about if you touch it, what's it going to feel like? Cold. Now you know why skin gets cold and pale, because the body is going into shock and it's diverting blood flow away from the skin and into the core. If the blood the body gets from the skin doesn't fix everything, they don't sit up and wake up, the body's going to keep going on a treasure hunt. And it's going to go find what? Blood from the kidneys, the liver. The heart's going to be the last one to go. That heart is going to pump to the very end. And once you start shutting down organs, you can't stop it. So what we've got to do is we've got to intervene early. We've got to interrupt the system. We're going to trick the body into thinking there's more blood than there really is. And we're going to drive that blood flow back up into the core. This is going to raise blood pressure, improve body core temperature, blood volume. It's going to slow the heart down, slow the breathing down. Everything's going to begin to normalize. And most importantly, the brain's going to think there's more blood than there really is. So the brain says, oh my gosh, don't go steal blood. We got fresh blood being infused in. And here's the best part, it's a perfect match. So you're giving her a legal blood transfusion. Is this amazing? Yet nobody will do this. Do you know how many times I would go to emergencies, I get to the scene and everybody in the family standing back. And well, we just didn't know what to do. We didn't want to move them. Have you ever heard that one? 1,000,000 times. Remember, she's a little chilly. So all the blood, remember the blood I took from the legs? Dumped it into the core? Well, when all this is going on, the skin, who's out here going, is going to put a message back into the brain and say, I need heat. Send me some warm blood out here. And the brain's going to say, I just stole the blood from you to keep the organs alive. Well, the skin being the largest organ in the body is going to have a say-so. And blood flow is going to go back out to the skin. And the risk of that is, guess what?
More
That's right. So just the opposite of what we wanted is going on. We got blood flowing to the skin being completely wasted. If you wrap them up in a silver blanket, what we call a thermal blanket, you're going to make the skin nice and toasty. So you know what's going to happen? It's going to drive blood flow back into the core because the skin's going to get too hot. What do you do if you don't have one of those? You buy one for me in advance. No, here's the problem. If you don't have one, you can't use it. I don't know what you want from me.
What can we use?
Well, you can use a lot of stuff, but nothing's going to work like that. I mean, I'm being honest with you. It's kind of like a pressure dressing. Okay, well, what if I don't have a sterile trauma dressing, Wayne? Well, then you're going to use a dirty dish towel because that's what everybody else uses. I don't want you guys to be in that game. But to do that, we got to get you prepared.